Hey there, it's Ian with video blog number 27, my final blog of 2012. Yay! Wow, this has been such a huge year for me. In January, I was living with my friend Tom. I got promoted to permanent at Kohl's instead of just the seasonal temporary position. But since it was after Christmas, my hours got cut, and as a result, I almost got kicked out. I was using too much energy for the thermostat, so our electric bill was way up, and since Tom's hours got cut too, we both had to chip in a lot more toward rent. So I restarted my job search, as I've done so many times. And I also finished writing the first draft of a play called The Insomniac Diaries. When February came, I moved back in with my mom because I couldn't find a job that would allow me to keep living with Tom, so I moved out. I accepted a summer job in Utah though, and my head gaskets blew, but a very generous friend covered half the cost. And so my car troubles began. In March, I started my job at Domino's as a delivery driver and got my first speeding ticket. I got my camera lens there. I think it's gone. Anyway, so in April, I had a really awkward road trip to Greeley. I was trying to help my friend Jaime move, but there was a miscommunication, and I got the address wrong, and also the phone number to get a hold of him with. So I drove all the way up to Greeley to find nobody there, so I drove all the way back. But I also went to a really awesome Rockies game with a couple friends because there were tickets for sale for actually pretty good seats at King Soopers. So I met up with a couple of friends from college, and we had a great time even though the Rockies lost. But it's the first time I've ever had blackberry margaritas and chocolate covered bacon, although I didn't have the bacon in the margarita because that would be kind of gross, but they were separately tasty in their own delicious way. Then in May, I left my jobs at Domino's, Rhino, and Kohl's because I started the Utah job, and I started vlogging as well. So I guess that was my first step into nerd fighting, I guess, because it was a little while later that I found Vlogbrothers and the whole nerd fighter community, and even though I haven't gotten very involved with it, I'm looking forward to doing some awesome stuff in 2013, so yay. In June, nothing really significant other than meeting a furry friend out in Logan and going on that camping trip, using the back of my car as a tent. Then in July, I got 6 boots on my car, and I know I talked about this before and it was really ridiculous, but here's a picture of what the boot looks like so you can see how I was able to get 6 boots on one car. See? Told you. They're not the big huge boots that you think of, like the Denver boots. There was also my pilgrimage up to Preston for my favorite movie, Napoleon Dynamite. There was the Aurora Theater shooting. There were the 2012 London Summer Olympics, which I watched online, and they were awesome. My favorite event was the men's 123-pound weightlifting final because I saw a dude from North Korea lift 3 times his weight over his head. And that's really inspiring to me, even though I probably will never be that strong. It is a pretty good motivation to work out, and I know I haven't been doing too well in that, but I hope that, now that I think about it, it is a new year. It's time for newness, so we'll see how things work out. I'm hoping to finally get in a really good, consistent, solid, long-term workout plan. I got an interview for this job here in Florida, accepted the job, and everything was awesome. August, I moved back to Colorado for a month, moved in with my friend Bryce. Then in September, I had my first Doctor Who fan and Nerd Fighter gathering. I've made a handful of friends there. I haven't really gotten close with anyone, I'd say, really, but they're all really cool people, and it was amazing to be the only Doctor Who cosplayer at a Doctor Who season premiere party. But I guess cuddling 4 people while dressed as the Doctor is probably one of the best things that happened to me all year, so yay. That was also the same month as my car accident with Jam and Tom, followed by my move to Florida, which occurred in a plane, in a couple of planes instead of a car. October was this bowling fur meet in Sarasota. I went to Elliot's Fall Festival and Winter Garden, and I bought my new car, Big Red, on Halloween. In November, I went to the beach on Captiva, which is this little island, this skinny little island, west of town, right by Sanibel. It's so beautiful up there. When I went outdoor mini golfing at night, one of the coolest nights I've had here in Fort Myers so far. I had my first Thanksgiving and birthday away from family as well. Soon after that, I went to a fur meet at the Naples Zoo, which was awesome. I got to see the honey badger, and you saw my video that I made about that. I'm going to try to get the footage up from that. I've had just a lot of issues with Windows Movie Maker and all that stuff. And then finally, last but not least, December. I went home for Christmas, and I've been waiting to share this in vlog form, because I honestly didn't really feel like talking about it and making a vlog as it happened, but basically, I had a lot of airport anxiety. My flight out of Fort Myers, my flight from Fort Myers to Houston got delayed a couple of hours, so I missed my connection to Denver. And as a result, because of the weather, instead of mechanical or crew issues, I had to spend the night in Houston Airport, and I did get some video of that, so here are my thoughts on that. Well, I must say that even for an insomniac, I was an exceptionally restless night. I was camped out between, what was it called? Between two security entrances for Terminal C, and I'm here at Terminal E waiting for my flight to Denver at 6:07 a.m. Or preferred they put me on something closer to noon, so that getting a hotel would be worth it. On the bright side, I didn't have to shell out $50, $60 for 5 hours in the hotel, and I figured out optimal airport sleeping position. Got my Kiran suitcase here, backpack, use the suitcase as a pillow, backpack as a body pillow with the zippers on the inside so that nobody can try to steal your stuff. It also helps to have valuables and your boarding pass in your left pocket instead of your right pocket, or rather whichever pocket is on the inside, so that pickpockets, so that someone can't come and swipe it out of your exposed pocket. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait it out, and hopefully I'll get to see the sunrise in Denver. I got the first flight to Denver in the morning, no problem. Just kind of lazed around my mom's apartment for most of that time while I was back, although I did meet up with a few friends at this awesome barcade in downtown Denver called the One Up. That's right, I said barcade. It's a bar and an arcade. Tons of awesome video games, arcade games, pinball, skee-ball, lots of good drinks too. Although they didn't have the giant Jenga. I don't know if they do that just when it's warmer and there are people out on the patio. But playing 4-man Pac-Man was so cool. Basically, you're all playing against each other, and you win by eating everybody else, and you eat everybody else by eating the power pellets. That turns everybody else into ghosts. So if you eat another Pac-Man while it's a ghost, they're out, and the object is to be the last one standing. There were 5 rounds, and it was awesome. I had some awesome cuddling and just catching up with friends, and it was great. Then the day after that, my mom and I went down to Colorado Springs to hang out with Jam and go to the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. Got some footage of the otters, Link and the Doobly-Doo. Fun time was had by all. Christmas was great. Christmas Eve at my mom's was awesome. Then went to my dad's. Then had dim sum for brunch. Said my goodbyes. Then Pat took me to the airport. And that's where more awkwardness began. It turns out that I had gotten upgraded to first class for my flights back to Fort Myers, which was great. Going from Denver to Houston, I watched Doctor Who, had a nice snack. Then, however, once I got to Houston, I found out that my flight to Fort Myers had been canceled because the crew hadn't shown up at all. I'm guessing because of the weather. So, I got a hotel and meal voucher for the night, stayed at the Marriott on-site at Houston Bush. Then, after being on the phone for about 2 hours, I was finally ready to get my get an American flight booked to Fort Myers through Dallas-Fort Worth. The call got disconnected. I'm pretty sure it wasn't me who disconnected it because I did not press the end button. I pressed up on my phone. So either way, the call dropped or whatever. So I lost all chance of getting back to Fort Myers on American, and I ended up flying back on United through Newark. It was snowing at times, but once I got on the flight to Fort Myers, I was so happy. I got home, and yep. So that's been my year in review. I'm looking forward to 2013. Looking forward to being more mature, less scatterbrained, more responsible. I guess I'm just looking forward to be more of an adult, to just grow up more, not freak out about grown-up stuff. When things come up like having to get a new tire, dealing with roommates, stuff like that. I haven't lined up my summer job yet, but I'm saving up for it. Will continue to during the final 4 months of my job. That's about it. I can't wait to see all of you when I come home or on the way home, however things work out. Appreciate your prayers and thoughts about how all things go. I hope that you all have an awesome 2013. Yep, so this is Ian the Gecko.